You think I'll let you zone?
Hey guys, it's been a minute without another video on Lost Media, so this time, why don't we go over some? Because as you know, Lost Media is a catch-all name for content that is lost. Be it TV shows, movies, video games, music, and even books, content becomes lost media by the fact people at the time don't have forward thinking that anyone would want to have the item at a later date, to put it into a secure location, or that it gets compromised for various reasons. Today, we are going to look at 5 lost media of 2024 that have been found. Sesame Street at Night is unique as it was a 30-minute special created for Sesame Street's 1000th episode that was to be aired on March 11th, 1977. If you were wondering for the question mark on the title name, well, it was intentional and a loose reference from a critic who made a remark at the time of Sesame Street when it was first premiered saying that it was too good for kids. Today's show's co-host at the time, Eugene Charlotte, was the special's main host because of a skit the Today Show did with Sesame Street before, which starred Bert, who pretended to be a new interviewer who disguised himself as Charlotte, which was Ernie's idea. In the special, there was a Muppet look-alike and was included in a few segments. While at this point in time, Betamax was very common, no recording of the special ever surfaced. Only a few press releases and photos. The only other mention of the special was the Jim Henson's Red Book blog run by the company itself. That changed on April 4th, 2024 when Pastress Archive found the special and uploaded it to YouTube in full to be viewed. Shantae is a video game IP by WayForward, which has done some really great games. The reason Shantae isn't more well known is that her first game was sold on the decline of the Game Boy Color instead of the Game Boy Advance when it released in the early 2000s, so it tanked. After having a resurgence with PC gaming from the early 2010s, there was a period of time WayForward couldn't either finish or make any Shantae games due to needing a publisher. One of the games was Shantae TV, which was a plug-and-play TV port of Shantae Advance, a sequel which was unfinished. Plug-and-play game was shown off at the 2003 Toy Fair using Sun Plus technology. Also, due to TVs being vertically taller at the time, the dimensions are different from the Game Boy Advance port. Shantae Advance does exist as a demo of the game was streamed on Twitch in 2014, but Shantae TV hasn't been seen since the 2003 Toy Fair. This was until February 24th, 2024, a build of Shantae TV was found and uploaded to the Internet Archive by DevEd2. Sadly, the game cannot be played at this time because it isn't compatible with any emulators. This was the animated short shown to visitors at the Hershey's Chocolate World Center from 2002 to 2013. The short is notable because Threshold Digital Research Labs, a branch of Threshold Entertainment, would later work on Food Fight. The short runs about 12 minutes and has a live action segment where an actor plays character Professor D.P. Quigley, who starts it like a boring training video on how chocolate is made. He then gets interrupted by a cartoon character, Johnny Proctor. Johnny takes control of the presentation with songs, gags, and 3D effects, only to try a Hershey's Kiss and state the chocolate doesn't need any gimmicks, because it's already amazing. With it being only viewable in person at Hershey's Chocolate World, it was never released on home video, then replaced by Hershey's Great Chocolate Factory Mystery in 4D in 2013, then again by Hershey's Great Candy Expedition in 2022. The only recording that was ever shown was in 2015 on YouTube via a crappy hand cam, which was low quality and cropped. It wasn't until February 20th, 2024 that a full HD copy with pre-recorded lines from the host was provided by a crew member to user Ziggy Cashmere. The 2D and 3D versions were uploaded to the Internet Archive and are available to view on YouTube. The Boondocks is a famous animated sitcom that ran on Adult Swim from 2005 to 2014 about the Freeman brothers, Huey and Riley, as they acclimate to suburban life with their granddad in Woodcrest. Before it was greenlit for Adult Swim, the show, when being pitched, got a 6-minute pilot made by Fox in 2003 by creator Aaron McGruder and film producer/director Reginald Hudlin. It almost didn't get made due to the difficulties not just from Fox who wanted exclusivity, but the industry as a whole. We did our best to do a Fox show, but frankly, I don't think the difficulties we had at Fox would be exclusive to Fox. I just think broadcast television in general is a very restrictive place. It's tough to be funny because there are so many eyeballs and there's so much money at stake that I think everything is just kind of overthought, and it's tough to be daring and do something different, either with regards to content or even structure. It's a really rigid landscape, and you can honestly see it in the show. Basically, if it wasn't for Adult Swim taking a chance with how far Aaron wanted to push the humor versus how much the other networks wanted to dial it back because they might piss off the wrong people, it wouldn't be the classic that it is today. In 2004, Fox rejected the pilot, but Mike Laszlo, vice president of programming for Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, saw something there and commented that it was watered down, as Aaron stated that it was due to broadcast restrictive nature as to why the pilot was that way. And Laszlo said with cable he could go further. They ordered 15 episodes to be made and the rest was history. Back to the pilot, it was lost until series producer Carl Jones released a 21-second clip from the pilot on his Twitter account on May 7, 2016. People saw for the first time that the art style was more faithful to the comic strip than the anime style the show went for instead. The clip involved Huey and Jasmine talking about how he got into detention and she tried to tell school officials Huey didn't start the fight and gave him a turkey sandwich. An unknown user by the name of Carl Eastwood uploaded the full 6-minute pilot to the Internet Archive on February 17, 2024. You can also watch it on YouTube. Spy vs. Spy: The Island Caper was a multiplayer platformer based on Mad Magazine's Spy vs. Spy comic. Released in 1987 on the Famicom by Kemco, it was actually a port of the Commodore 64 version. This port was planned to be released in the US on the NES in 1989, but was cancelled for some reason. The gameplay had you playing as a spy and you were on Mad Island with the mission to collect all the missile fragments, but beware because the island is filled with booby traps. On December 1st, 2015, a prototype of the US version showed up on eBay with an opening bid for $999. It was later purchased for an undisclosed amount, and as of 2023, that was the only prototype that was identified. And on March 20th, 2024, a prototype of the US version was uploaded to the Internet Archive by user The Nicktoons Fan 2010, who got it from a ROM sharing site, Vim's Lair. It was later found out that the prototype was sent to Hidden Palace by the Video Game History Foundation in 2021, but wasn't uploaded for the public at that time. That should do it for this edition of Lost Media that has been found in 2024 so far. Let me know what else I should investigate in the future on Lost Media. Until the next video, stay gold, guys.